Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the final episode in our Shed Your Fears series. In this episode, we're going to talk about imposter syndrome, one of the most common fear patterns for high achievers and leaders. Now, before we get started, if you haven't already watched the first two episodes in the series, that's all right. However, I do highly encourage you to take a few minutes to review both of those previous videos. This includes the first video entitled How to Break Free from Fear, and the second, Reprogramming Fear. I think you'll find a lot of helpful information in those videos, and I'll leave a link to both videos at the end of this program. And be sure to stay to the end for an announcement about my new Shed Your Fears online program. I think you're going to like what I've put together. All right, with all that said, let's get started with this episode, Breaking Free from Imposter Syndrome. Some key characteristics of imposter syndrome include making you doubt your own abilities, skills, and expertise, even when you have plenty of evidence of personal success. It can cause anxiety along with fear of being exposed as a fraud. It can lead to self-sabotaging type behaviors and cause you to constantly compare yourself with others. Imposter syndrome often shows up when you're stepping into new roles or have increased opportunities or even additional levels of responsibilities. It whispers things like, "I don't belong here," or "I'm not as good as they think I am." You may have experienced something similar in times when you've stepped out of your comfort zone. And that's perfectly normal. In fact, research shows approximately 70% of people have experienced some form of imposter syndrome at some point in their lives. And higher trained professionals such as doctors, lawyers, and business executives report experiencing it more frequently. However, with a little help, you can learn to challenge those thoughts and reset your inner dialogue to allow you to create, lead, and live with greater freedom. There's a great quote by tennis star Arthur Ashe. "Start where you can, use what you have, and do what you can." Okay, to that end, let's move forward by reviewing 4 daily practices that you can use to help overcome that feeling of imposter syndrome. To begin, think about a recent time when you felt like an imposter. Think about a specific situation and how you thought during that situation. How did that experience make you feel? Now hold that thought as we identify a couple steps that you can use to work through those imposter feelings. Step 1, identify what triggers self-doubt in that situation. Maybe you've experienced those self-sabotaging whispers that we discussed earlier. Or perhaps you experience self-doubt because you may not have the standard degree for that new position, or you've never led a team before. Step 2, let's explore options you can use to counter those feelings of self-doubt. We can do this by aligning any alternative accomplishments that you can identify as evidence against that doubt. For example, what skills do you bring to this new role? What challenges have you overcome that you can lean into for this new role? What accomplishments, compliments, or results have you experienced? Okay, moving on to step 3, and this is an important one. Stop comparing yourself to others and focus on your own personal growth. There's a quick trip that you can use to shift your mindset and redirect or transform that feeling of imposter syndrome. Basically, you can reframe yourself as a student, growing, learning, and sharing along the way. Meaning, you don't have to be the expert. Anchor yourself in your existing core skills and let the rest be an unfolding journey. There's a beautiful quote by actress Tracee Ellis Ross. "I am learning every day to allow the space between where I am and where I want to be inspire me and not terrify me." And finally, step 5, end each day with gratitude. Gratitude has an amazing effect of decreasing both anxiety and stress, thereby supporting your overall physical and mental well-being. Gratitude, along with journaling, can boost your self-confidence as you document personal progress, lessons learned, and give thanks for the support you receive from others. And of course, continue to do the work necessary to become your true, authentic self. Remember, fear is universal, but it's also conquerable. Each time you face it, you grow a little bit stronger. Don't let fear overwhelm you. Psychologist Susan Jeffers reminds us, the only way to get rid of fear of doing something is to go out and do it. So tonight, write down one fear that you want to overcome, and then ask yourself, what do I want instead? And then take the necessary next step to move forward. I like to think of fear like that old Space Invaders computer game from the late 70s. Every fear that you zap adds points in personal clarity, growth, and peace. All right, before we go, I mentioned I have a quick announcement about a new Shed Your Fears online program. The program will be available soon for anyone interested in taking a deeper dive into the materials we've discussed in this video series. Simply type Shed Your Fears in the comments below and I'll send you a link for enrollment. In the meantime, feel free to check out my website at selfsovereignty.com to schedule a one-on-one transformation coaching session or even an exploratory call. Thanks for watching, and remember, the answer is within you to build a better you and to own your destiny. Take care, and God bless.